This is Art Jones the King. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk happily ever after, shall we? So, happily ever after. What is the usual definition for happily ever after? Okay? Happily ever after is, to me at least, or to, the definition of happily ever after is someone you get into a relationship or you getting married or whatever the case may be, and the story's over, the credits roll, the end, they live happily ever after. Everything, that means everything's perfect. That means nothing goes wrong. That means, like, you don't drop an egg. You understand what I'm saying? You don't break a cup. It never rains. It never snows. None of that. Okay, or maybe it snows. You know what I mean? But now hear me out. Is that true? In the reality we live in. I mean, listen, I don't live in Disney. Okay, you know what I mean? I wish freaking goddamn Walt Disney wrote the story of my life. But for the most part, that's not the truth. Everything that does show happily ever after, or anything happily ever after through it, there's struggles in between. I mean, talking about genies, talking about freaking God magic carpets, talking about freaking, Ursula's, talking about freaking voodoo people, you know what I mean? Freaking hyenas and freaking rival, etc. We all know, you understand? So the definition of happily ever after in this world is learning how to live happy in this world. Okay, it's very simple. I'm not saying nothing too crazy, but you know what I mean. For the most part, is learning how to be happy in this world. Because if there was no mistake, if there was no, if there was like, it's gonna rain on certain days, it's gonna not be a good day. What can happen on these days? And it doesn't have to be any one person's fault. Person can be driving home, oh, happily ever after, and then sure enough, car freaking flips or skirts off the road or whatever the case may be, and boom, now they're dead. Happily ever after? Yeah, you could have been happy to that point, but happily ever after? So, you could have been happy for 50 years. Not a mistake, not. Well, but we all know that that's not true. So, back to the definition. So, happily ever, or the real definition, let's just say. So, happily ever after, is learning how to live happy in a fucked up world. But then also, too, learning how to accept. You understand? Like, you have to, like, you can't just accept the good without the bad. You can't just accept the yin without the yang, you know what I mean? Because then that's just another form of imbalance, You can't just accept giving information without receiving information. Or you can't just accept receiving information without giving information. So, for the most part, is this, happily ever after, I just gotta scratch it. Happily ever after, is false, and actually working for something is true. So yeah, there you go. Ciao guys, speak to you next time.